Welcome back to Digiburst, guys. You guys really enjoyed the Angel Value deck that I was playing just a couple of days ago, so I'm doing it again. This is another one from the same locals. I am on the left playing the Gaoimon Value Loop deck, however you want to call it, against Black War Gaoimon on the right. Really interesting matchup with how it goes here, considering that they're both control-orientated decks. But the Black War Gaoimon can counter this deck in a very particular way with cutting out the tamers, which is really interesting about it. Going into the Metal Gaoimon, it's not going to really value here, and I finally see my rookie here going into my nursery, and my Gatomon having a look, grabbing my Gazi. Yeah, because if he's able to remove my tamer here, then I lose a lot of access into my options, because I need both a purple and a yellow color in order to activate the yellow-purple options. So the Gaoimon will Digivolve and with Blitz take out the Gatomon. I'll go into the Ofani, getting the heal, tapping my Kari to maintain turn, and I can swing. I forget that it's a blocker, unfortunately, and I will get my Gatomon played out. Honestly, misplay on my side. I should have went into the Ofani, healed, kept memory, and then shotgun hit the Gaoimon with a removal card like a Chaos Degradation. I think that would have been the best play, considering that he doesn't have a rookie coming out of the nursery. That would have been much more advantageous. I would have had a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? A lot more initiative hitting into his security. But I will take that misplay on the chin and just play my Gaoimon. And like playing the Gaoimon as well, probably should have went for the removal card instead of playing the Gaoimon. But hopefully we'll learn through that misplay and take out some of this game. The Gaoimon punching over the Gatomon, losing that advantage unfortunately. And because he's control, so yeah, there's the Chaos Degradation that I should have hit much earlier with. So yeah, we're both control orientated. So he is all about removing my stack, and here the Metal Gaoimon can remove my guy, and then the Black War Gaoimon remove my tamer. Really devastating for me because I lose access to my options. I have to go into the Black Gato in my nursery here, and then into an Angel Woman. I don't want to put in guys on the board because he can punch into them with the Metal Gaoimon inherent effect. And of course, underspending with Black War Gaoimon just means that he's getting extra value because he can hit into my security. So his deck is really turboed out. He's got the Black Tamer, which can search for antibody Digimon, as well as the Cool Boys, which can search for antibody Digimon. So lots of value here he can get to speed up his deck. Really interesting way to play the Black War Gaoimon deck. He's into an Analog Boy, which can get me the Angel Woman X, which is really nice as I promote this Angel Woman. Go into the X, which will get me a heal because I am on 5 or less security, and then into the Ofani, really good value, I will get another heal, putting me on 7 security. Really good value. Like, this is why I call it the Angel Value deck, because every time you Digivolve, you get huge pluses. And especially when this Ofani floats into probably a Black Gatomon here. Or a regular Gatomon here, yeah. Once I find it, yep, Gatomon, which will have a look at top 3 and grab me that Mastermon and the Gatomon. And Black War Grey punching over it, getting that extra memory off the Analog Youth when he punches over my Ofani. Gotta remember that. Luckily my opponent allowed me to get that effect off. It is locals, so it is a little bit more chill than you know, you might see in a regionals or a store championship. Maybe they wouldn't let that slide. So not putting guys on the board because they can be punched into with the Black War Grey, just raising up in my nursery. This eviling up in my nursery. He's just trying to get bodies on the board so he can do mass damage while he can. Here's the Gaoimon. This can do 2 checks when he swings here, but it does hit into something that is bigger than it, so it won't get that second check off. and then just evoing up. He doesn't want to risk the Black War Greymon because I can easily go into a guy to punch over it. Yeah, so I just spot removal. He is actually getting kinda low in the deck, and if his win condition is to do big hits with tall guys, then he has to do a lot of evoing and a lot of drawing from them. Here's the War Greymon doing 3 checks, turning off options, hitting 2 health sites, which is really solid for him, considering that they are turned off, so I won't be getting any value off them. I got to remove this War Greymon, otherwise it's going to keep hitting into my security at quite a lot. Actually, it's only doing 1 check next turn, so maybe it's not too much of a concern. The concern is if it turns into a Gaoimon, but I am fine just doing lots of healing into an Angemon, into an Angelwoman X to get double heals, and do -1 security to the War Greymon. And then into, of course, the Ophanimon to kill the Agumon. I might have actually forgotten to do the -1 security attack to the War Greymon. But he is punching into the Ophanimon anyway, because it's nice and big. I will bring back a guy off the Ophani. No, I'm pretty sure I did do the -1 security, that's why the War Greymon was forced to punch into my Ophanimon to keep value. So I do only have 2 cards left in my deck, but I am running some secret sauce with the Avenged Kidmon to reset my deck. And of course, Junomon can loop it back. So here I'm just playing Protect the Castle of course being my security, and hoping he will deck out soon enough. He is on more cards than me in the deck, but the Avenged Kidmon will give me a lot of advantage in order to keep cards in deck. His win condition here is to try to kill me before decking out, and that's why he's wasting memory here, in order to make sure that he has the memory to do a big push next turn potentially. But hitting the Flame Hell Scythe here is really bad for him, removing the +1 security attack Greymon. He's just showing that he's only got Tamers here, but the Gaoimon will lock down the memory boosters, which is really good for me. So removing guys, really important. I've got plenty of security, so I should be able to last this one out. I should have popped the Gatomon, yeah, because it had already swung, but it's not too much of a concern. And I should have evoed here in my nursery so I wouldn't get the draw. So here's the Avenged Kidmon, putting back 7 and 2 on my opponent's side, which will pass turn, giving him 3 with the Memory Tamer. So I've got the huge lead in the deck count, and I've actually got good pressure into his security if he ever did, you know, go into not decking out. You know, if I put the thing in my nursery, that is. But, you know, it's not a worry right now. He will deck out before I need to put pressure on, especially with the Flame Hell Scythe, removing the guy to play the Angelwoman. And he will just pack that one up because he knows that he won't be able to put any attacks in next turn. So he'll start off. Opting to go first is interesting enough. I want to go second with my deck because it gives me more opportunity to get into the starter cards. And the starter cards are really important because I don't actually play that many of them. And not seeing a rookie is pretty common enough if you're going first. But I guess maybe he just wants the initiative so that he can push for an earlier game. Which is interesting considering that he is a slower orientated deck compared to other decks in the metagame. So he already has a Black War Greymon potentially coming out next turn. I'm just trying to get value with the Psychomon, trying to draw into more starter cards because my hand's bricking kind of badly here. Angelwoman giving -2 security attack to the Agumon. Seeing a Cool Boy, luckily he doesn't go into the Black War Grey. That would have been good value for him, especially because he would have kept turn, and then he could have punched over my Angemon or my my Psychomon, which would have been pretty nasty. Here's the Metal Greymon. This has +1 security attack and a big DP buff, punching into the Angemon because now it has the inherent for the Metal Greymon, into the Greymon, tapping the Cool Boy, tapping the Nokia, and then here's the Black War Grey, popping the Tamer, and then it doesn't restand because it needs to kill a Digimon in order to restand. Yep. So trying to get some value off this Psychmon, getting the draw, see what I can pitching the Afanimon. My hand is clogged with a lot of Megas right now, which is really unfortunate, revealing 3 Angelwomon off the top. I dumped the other 2 Angelwomons because hopefully I'll be able to play them out of security for a Flame Hell Scythe. And then Death Xmon coming down, de-digivolving his Black War Greymon and hitting his champion. This is going to be a really hard card for him to get over, considering just how big the Death Xmon is, and the fact that it's going to be killing a Digimon inside the board every turn. So he's building up 2 stacks right now, not investing into the tall Metal Greymon X stack on his board because he doesn't want to risk it dying. So he hits security, removes a thing, plays the Agumon, and it's instantly removed at the end of his turn. Death X punching over, good value, and then I choke him on 1, very important here because I don't want him to get value off like a Black War Greymon. He goes into the Gaoimon, which has a Blitz, unfortunately, swinging into Death Xmon, and they are the same attack value, I'm pretty sure, because it does get a boost, and they will both remove each other. The unfortunate thing for him is that if I can get into a calling, I can loop my Death Xmon back into my hand to play again. So that's really good value for me. His deck, super turboed out, drawing so many cards, getting so many evos. He's actually getting on to about 1/3 of his deck now. So surprisingly enough, deck out is actually another win condition here for me, if I want to go for it, or if I can go for it. I'm not seeing my rookie in my nursery, unfortunately. That would have gave me a lot of tempo if I could have had it, especially with only 2 cards left in his security. Unfortunately, I couldn't take advantage of that. And it's going into the Gaoimon here, blitzing, punching over the Gatomon, and restanding with Reboot. Solid stuff for him. He just needs to maintain the advantage here, and I need to get a yellow card online so I can remove the Gaoimon with like a Chaos D-grade. That's my plan here. He's only got like less than 5 maybe cards left in deck, so getting into a removal spell is going to be really important for me. Tapping the Tamer to make my Gatomon cheaper. He can just go control the castle here. Control the board, punching over the Gatomon. He needs to be putting pressure into my security. He didn't want me to get the value off the Gatomon because I could easily heal up a lot. That's why he instantly removed it, I guess. And because he couldn't push forward game. So the hitting into my security with the option card to stop him from putting the Chaos D-grade from hitting into the security, because Chaos D-grade could potentially put it back to Gaoimon. So he's got the Congo and the Breath of Gods online right now, so I can't heal, nor can I minus DP. So when I go into the Angelwomon here, I won't do any minus DP, but playing it from the Hell Scythe will do -2 security attack to the Gaoimon, which is really solid here because he can't put on the pressure to go for game. He would need like Greymon evoing up into like a Mega to hit for 2 security attack and then Blitz for game, but I don't think he's even running Blitz. Angelwomon X to get the heal into another Flame Hell Scythe to do -2 security attack to the Gaoimon here, and removing the champion. Really solid stuff. Now he can punch into my board, but that's no concern to me because he has no cards left in deck, so this should wrap up the game. If you like that one, guys, check out the other match I've already put on the channel. I'm probably going to do a deck profile for this. It's a really interesting deck, very rogue tier, going into BT9 against this OTK style format. Really interesting to play a control style deck in OTK style. It's much more interesting than, you know, the OTK style decks. Yeah, so wait for that deck list to come out soon, and I'll see you next time.